Chosen ones are individuals who seem to be destined for greatness or have a special mission in life. However, not all chosen ones are forces of pure good. In fact, some of them can be quite dangerous. Today, we're exploring the 7 most dangerous types of chosen ones. These are those chosen individuals whose extraordinary abilities and missions can lead to unexpected and often strange outcomes. Misguided mission holders. Imagine before we are born, our souls, in their infinite wisdom, decide on specific missions or purposes for our earthly lives. These aren't random decisions. They are carefully crafted agreements or contracts, designed with divine intention. These contracts outline what we aim to achieve, who we are supposed to help, and how we are meant to grow spiritually. It's like planning a grand adventure with precise goals and milestones, all aligned with our soul's evolutionary journey and the larger cosmic plan. So, these missions are not about personal gain or mundane achievements. Instead, they are about profound shifts, awakening spirituality, healing deep wounds, or driving transformative social change. Think of these chosen ones as catalysts, sparking significant transformations in individual lives and collective consciousness. They embody divine purpose and are here to illuminate paths of growth and evolution for themselves and everyone they encounter. Now, here's where things can get tricky and dangerous. What happens when a chosen one goes off track? Imagine someone with immense potential and a significant mission, but their understanding of their mission gets corrupted or misguided. This is where things can go terribly wrong. When a chosen one, meant to spread light and wisdom, starts pursuing misguided goals, the consequences can be disastrous. For instance, history and mythology are filled with tales of individuals who were supposed to be saviors or bringers of change, but ended up causing destruction. Take Lucifer, for example. Originally considered a bearer of light, his rebellion against divine order led to chaos and suffering. In more modern times, you might consider figures like Adolf Hitler, who believed he was on a grand mission to save and elevate his people. Instead, his misguided vision led to one of the darkest periods in human history, causing immense suffering and loss. Imagine before we are born, our souls, in their infinite wisdom, decide on specific missions or purposes for our earthly lives. These aren't random decisions. They are carefully crafted agreements or contracts designed with divine intention. These contracts outline what we aim to achieve, who we are supposed to help, and how we are meant to grow spiritually. It's like planning a grand adventure with precise goals and milestones, all aligned with our soul's evolutionary journey and the larger cosmic plan. Let's look at some specific examples. One mythological example is Icarus, who, despite being warned, flew too close to the sun with his wax wings, causing them to melt and leading to his downfall. His ambition and failure to heed warnings serve as a cautionary tale of how a chosen one's mission can lead to disaster if not properly understood and respected. In historical contexts, there are numerous instances where individuals believed they were chosen to lead or bring about change, only to end up causing immense harm. Napoleon Bonaparte, for example, saw himself as a chosen one destined to bring glory to France and reshape Europe. However, his ambitions led to widespread war, suffering, and his ultimate downfall. More recently, consider the case of Jim Jones, the leader of the People's Temple. Jones started with the mission of creating a utopian society, promoting social equality and justice. However, his mission became corrupted by his own ego and desire for control, culminating in the tragic mass suicide of over 900 people in Jonestown, Guyana. His initial intentions, though possibly noble, became twisted, leading to one of the most horrific events in modern history. The implications of these misguided missions are far-reaching. When chosen ones stray from their true paths, the impact on individual lives can be devastating. Followers and believers may find themselves misled, manipulated, and ultimately harmed. The ripple effects extend beyond immediate circles, affecting broader communities and, in some cases, entire nations. On a collective level, The danger of misguided chosen ones can lead to a distortion of collective consciousness. Instead of fostering growth, healing, and enlightenment, their actions can propagate fear, division, and destruction. This distortion can take generations to correct, leaving lasting scars on the collective psyche of humanity. Moreover, these misguided missions can lead to a breakdown of trust in spiritual leaders and movements. When chosen ones go astray, it can cause people to become cynical and skeptical of genuine spiritual guidance. This erosion of trust can make it harder for true chosen ones to fulfill their missions, as people become wary of placing their faith in anyone. The charismatic manipulators. Which brings us to the second type, which a fascinating yet dangerous type of chosen ones, the charismatic manipulators. These individuals possess an immense amount of charisma and influence. They have this magnetic presence that draws people in, making them seem almost larger than life. When they walk into a room, it's like the air changes. People feel compelled to listen to them, to follow them, to believe in them. This charisma is not just about being charming or likable. It's about having a kind of aura that makes others feel that they're in the presence of someone truly special or even divine. These charismatic chosen ones often appear to have a deep understanding of spiritual or social truths. They speak with such conviction and passion that it's hard not to be moved by their words. They seem to know exactly what to say to touch the hearts and minds of those around them. Their influence can be incredibly positive if their intentions are pure. However, if their mission becomes corrupted, their charisma can turn into a powerful tool for manipulation and control. Now, here's where things get really dangerous. When these charismatic chosen ones use their influence for personal gain or to control others, it can lead to widespread deception and harm. People who follow them might do so with the best intentions, believing they are part of something greater, something divine. But if the leader's mission is misguided, this can lead to catastrophic outcomes. One of the most troubling aspects of charismatic manipulators is their ability to create an almost cult-like following. Their followers often become deeply loyal, sometimes to the point of blind obedience. They stop questioning the leader's motives and actions, believing that the chosen one knows best. This level of control can lead to situations where people are manipulated into doing things they wouldn't normally do, sometimes even against their own best interests or moral beliefs. Let's consider some historical and modern examples. One infamous figure is Charles Manson, who led the Manson family cult. Manson had an uncanny ability to attract and manipulate young people. He convinced his followers that he was a messianic figure, leading them to commit horrific crimes in the name of a delusional prophecy. His charisma and manipulation led to the brutal Tate LaBianca murders, which shocked the world. Another example is Jim Jones, the leader of the People's Temple. Jones started with a message of social equality and justice, attracting a large following. However, as his mission became corrupted by his own ego and desire for control, he led his followers to a tragic end. In 1978, over 900 people died in a mass suicide murder in Jonestown, Guyana, under his direction. His manipulation and control over his followers were so complete that they were willing to take their own lives and the lives of their children for him. In a more contemporary context, we can look at leaders like David Koresh of the Branch Davidians. Koresh claimed to be the final prophet and led his followers into a deadly standoff with the US government in Waco, Texas. His charisma and the belief he instilled in his followers led to a tragic end, with many losing their lives in the confrontation. The psychological impact of following a charismatic manipulator can be profound and long-lasting. Followers often experience a deep sense of belonging and purpose, which is why they are so drawn to these leaders in the first place. However, this can turn into a psychological dependency, where the follower's sense of identity and self-worth becomes entirely tied to the leader and the group. When manipulation is involved, followers can be led to believe that any dissent or doubt is a sign of personal failure or betrayal of the cause. This creates an environment where critical thinking is discouraged and blind obedience is rewarded. Over time, this can erode the follower's ability to think independently and make rational decisions. The emotional toll can be devastating as well. When the leader's mission eventually unravels, followers are often left feeling betrayed, disillusioned, and deeply hurt. They may struggle with feelings of guilt and shame, wondering how they could have been so deceived. This can lead to long-term psychological issues such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD. Moreover, the social consequences can be equally damaging. Followers who break away from such groups often find themselves isolated, having lost contact with family and friends who were not part of the group. Rebuilding their lives and restoring relationships can be an arduous process. The multidimensional misfits. And what's the next type? According to Canon, some chosen ones aren't just limited to our physical realm, they exist simultaneously in multiple dimensions. Think about it this way. While most of us perceive and operate within the physical world, these chosen ones have awareness and experiences that transcend the boundaries of our conventional reality. They can access wisdom, insights, and guidance from realms beyond the physical, existing in a state of heightened consciousness that connects them to higher frequencies and broader cosmic truths. This multidimensional awareness means they can perceive reality in a multifaceted manner, seeing beyond the linear constraints of time and space that bind the rest of us. Imagine being able to tap into different layers of existence, gathering knowledge from various dimensions and bringing that back into our world. Sounds incredible, right? But as with all things, this gift can also be a curse. Here's where the danger lies. While the idea of multidimensional awareness is fascinating and full of potential, it can also be incredibly destabilizing for those who cannot fully integrate these experiences. Imagine constantly having your perception of reality expanded and challenged. It can be overwhelming and confusing, leading to a sense of instability. Chosen ones who struggle with integrating their multidimensional awareness may find it difficult to distinguish between the different layers of reality, leading to unpredictable and sometimes chaotic behavior. For instance, they might experience intense visions or insights that they cannot adequately explain or control. This can manifest as erratic actions or decisions that make sense to them, but appear irrational or dangerous to others. The inability to ground themselves in one reality can lead to a disconnection from the practicalities of everyday life, making it hard for them to function within societal norms. There are several anecdotal and case study examples of chosen ones whose multidimensional experiences have led to chaotic outcomes. One such case involves a spiritual leader who began having vivid visions and experiences of other dimensions. While initially these experiences provided profound insights and guidance, over time they became more intense and harder to control. This leader started to act erratically, making drastic decisions based on their multidimensional visions without considering the immediate consequences in our physical world. Their followers, confused and concerned, eventually saw their community fall apart due to the leader's unpredictable behavior. Another example is a healer who claimed to have access to multi-dimensional energies and beings. While this ability allowed them to help many people initially, over time, they began to lose touch with the physical realm. They would spend days in deep trances, communicating with these beings and neglecting their physical health and responsibilities. This not only affected their personal life, but also left their clients and followers in a state of disarray, unsure of what to do without their guidance. In mythology, we often hear about shamans or mystics who walk between worlds. While many of these stories highlight the shaman's wisdom, they also caution about the dangers of not being able to return fully to the physical realm. These stories serve as a metaphor for the real-life challenges faced by those with multidimensional awareness who struggle to integrate their experiences. The actions of multidimensional misfits can have profound impacts on society. When chosen ones with unstable integration of their multidimensional experiences act unpredictably, it can disrupt social norms and stability. Their followers or communities might initially be drawn to their profound insights and abilities, but as their behavior becomes more erratic, the trust and cohesion within the group can break down. For society at large, these disruptions can lead to broader instability. For instance, if a well-known spiritual leader or healer starts to act unpredictably, it can shake the faith of their followers, leading to a ripple effect of disillusionment and confusion. This can erode the trust people have in spiritual movements or leaders, making it harder for genuine, stable leaders to gain and maintain trust. Furthermore, the societal norms and stability are based on a shared understanding of reality. When chosen ones introduce concepts and behaviors that challenge these shared understandings without a stable framework, it can create a sense of uncertainty and fear. People might begin to question what is real and what isn't, leading to a breakdown in social cohesion. The vengeful intercessors. In the realm of spirituality, cosmic justice refers to the idea that the universe operates under a set of divine laws that ensure balance and fairness. When someone wrongs another, especially a chosen one, the universe steps in to correct the imbalance, often in ways that are profound and unavoidable. This is not just about karma or the idea of what goes around comes around. It's about a deeper, more immediate form of divine retribution that protects those who have been anointed with a higher purpose. Dolores Cannon's teachings suggest that chosen ones are under a special kind of divine protection. They are here with a significant mission, often guided by higher powers, and any harm done to them is taken very seriously by the cosmos. This protection means that those who attempt to interfere with or harm these chosen individuals face severe consequences, not just in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual and karmic realms. The danger lies in the severe repercussions that befall those who cross or wrong a chosen one. These repercussions can be immediate and far-reaching, creating a cycle of vengeance and retribution that can be incredibly destructive. The idea here is that harming a chosen one is not just an affront to the individual, but to the divine purpose they embody. As a result, the universe responds swiftly and decisively to restore balance. One of the most vivid examples of this concept comes from biblical stories. Consider the story of Job. Although he was not a chosen one in the traditional sense, his unwavering faith and righteousness placed him under divine protection. Despite immense suffering and trials, Job remained faithful, and eventually God restored his fortunes, demonstrating divine justice and protection. Another biblical example is the story of Daniel. Thrown into the lion's den for his unwavering devotion to God, Daniel emerged unharmed, showcasing divine intervention on behalf of his chosen servant. Those who conspired against him faced severe consequences, reinforcing the idea that divine justice protects those on a higher mission. In more recent history, we can look at figures like Martin Luther King Jr. While he faced immense persecution and ultimately assassination, those who opposed his mission of equality and justice often faced their own set of misfortunes and societal retributions. His legacy continued to grow, illustrating that his mission was divinely protected and that those who tried to hinder it could not ultimately succeed. The spiritual and karmic implications of wronging a chosen one are profound. On a spiritual level, those who harm chosen ones disrupt the divine plan and the flow of cosmic energy. This disruption creates negative energy that rebounds back to the perpetrator, often manifesting as physical, emotional, or spiritual suffering. It's as if the universe sets things right by ensuring that the harm done is returned in kind, sometimes multiplied. From a karmic perspective, harming a chosen one can set off a chain reaction of negative karma. The idea of karma is that every action has a corresponding reaction. When someone interferes with a chosen one's mission, they accumulate negative karma, which can affect their future lives and spiritual journey. This karmic debt must be repaid, often through suffering and hardship, until balance is restored. Moreover, these spiritual consequences are not just individual, but can affect entire communities or societies. When a society collectively wrongs a chosen one, it can lead to widespread suffering or upheaval as the universe seeks to correct the imbalance. This can manifest as social unrest, natural disasters, or other forms of collective misfortune. On a personal level, those who wrong chosen ones might experience a loss of spiritual connection and guidance. They may find themselves feeling lost, disconnected from their higher purpose, and plagued by a sense of guilt and remorse. This spiritual turmoil can be a powerful motivator for change, pushing individuals to seek forgiveness and make amends. The Galactic Outliers. According to her teachings, some chosen ones are not just ordinary humans with special missions. They are beings with origins that stretch far beyond our planet, possibly even from distant galaxies and star systems. These galactic outliers bring with them wisdom and knowledge that spans across the universe, carrying the resonance of cosmic frequencies and principles that go beyond our terrestrial understanding. Imagine chosen ones as cosmic emissaries, sent to Earth with the purpose of aiding humanity's evolution. They might have incarnated here to bring advanced knowledge, promote higher states of consciousness, or guide us towards a more enlightened way of living. Their presence is like a beacon, shining light on universal truths and helping to elevate our collective awareness. However, the immense potential of these galactic chosen ones comes with significant risks. The alien perspectives and advanced knowledge they possess can be misapplied or misunderstood, leading to dangerous outcomes. Their understanding of reality, shaped by experiences in vastly different environments, might not always translate well to our earthly context. This misalignment can cause confusion, fear, and even chaos. For instance, their advanced technologies or spiritual practices might be seen as miraculous or threatening. Without proper context or understanding, people might misuse this knowledge, leading to unintended consequences. The chosen ones themselves might struggle to convey their ideas in ways that are comprehensible and practical for us, leading to miscommunication and mistrust. Consider historical and speculative examples that illustrate these dangers. One well-known figure often speculated to have had galactic connections is Nikola Tesla. Some theories suggest that his groundbreaking inventions and ideas about free energy and wireless communication were inspired by extraterrestrial sources. While Tesla's contributions were undeniably transformative, his more radical ideas were often misunderstood and met with resistance, leading to his isolation and financial ruin. Another example is the speculative accounts of ancient civilizations, such as the Sumerians and the Egyptians, which some believe were influenced by extraterrestrial beings. These theories suggest that advanced knowledge in astronomy, architecture, and spirituality was imparted by galactic chosen ones. However, this advanced knowledge might have also led to societal upheavals and power struggles as different factions vied to control this wisdom. In a more modern context, some New Age spiritual leaders claim to have received messages from extraterrestrial beings. While many of these messages focus on peace and enlightenment, there have been instances where the followers of these leaders have been led into dangerous practices or beliefs, leading to harm and disillusionment. The presence of galactic outliers among us can have profound impacts on human evolution and consciousness. These chosen ones can act as catalysts for significant shifts in how we perceive ourselves and our place in the universe. They challenge our conventional understanding and push us to expand our horizons, integrating higher dimensional knowledge into our daily lives. One of the positive impacts is the potential for technological and scientific advancements. If properly understood and applied, the knowledge brought by galactic chosen ones could lead to breakthroughs in energy, medicine, and communication. This could help us solve some of the most pressing issues facing humanity, such as climate change, disease, and resource scarcity. On a spiritual level, these chosen ones can help elevate our collective consciousness. They can introduce new ways of thinking and being that promote unity, compassion, and a deeper connection with the cosmos. Their teachings can help us transcend the limitations of our current understanding and move towards a more enlightened and harmonious existence. However, the integration of such advanced knowledge is not without challenges. It requires a level of openness and discernment that can be difficult to achieve. Societal structures and belief systems might resist these changes, leading to conflict and upheaval. The misapplication of advanced technologies or spiritual practices can also lead to ethical dilemmas and unintended consequences. For example, the introduction of advanced technology without the necessary ethical framework could lead to misuse and abuse, exacerbating existing inequalities and creating new forms of exploitation. Similarly, the rapid elevation of consciousness without proper grounding could lead to spiritual crises and psychological distress for many individuals. The divinely detached. Let's talk about a particularly fascinating type of chosen ones, those with profound divine connections. These individuals are often deeply immersed in their spiritual or religious experiences, to the point where they seem to have one foot in this world and the other in the divine realm. They possess an extraordinary connection to higher powers, whether it be through intense prayer, meditation, visions, or direct communication with the divine. This connection allows them to access wisdom and insights far beyond the reach of ordinary people. Their presence often brings a sense of peace, guidance, and inspiration to those around them. These divinely detached chosen ones are seen as spiritual beacons, guiding others towards enlightenment and a deeper understanding of divine truths. Their insights can be transformative, offering new perspectives on life, existence, and our place in the universe. They remind us of the sacredness of life and the importance of aligning with higher spiritual principles. However, this profound connection to the divine can also come with significant risks. One of the primary dangers is their detachment from earthly concerns and practicalities. When chosen ones become too absorbed in their spiritual experiences, they might lose touch with the day-to-day realities that most of us navigate. This detachment can lead to neglect of personal responsibilities, practical needs, and even the well-being of those around them. For example, a spiritual leader might be so focused on their divine visions and spiritual practices that they neglect their health, relationships, or community obligations. Their followers might also suffer if the leader's detachment leads to unrealistic expectations or harmful practices. When divine purpose overshadows earthly responsibilities, the results can be tragic. History and contemporary times are filled with examples of religious or spiritual leaders who became too detached from reality. One such example is the case of Father Divine, a spiritual leader in the early 20th century who believed he was an incarnation of God. While his movement initially brought positive changes, his increasing detachment from practical concerns led to unrealistic teachings and demands on his followers. This eventually caused suffering and disillusionment among his community. Another example is the story of Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, Osho. Initially, his teachings on meditation and spirituality attracted a global following. However, as his focus on spiritual practices deepened, he became increasingly detached from the practical aspects of managing his community. This detachment led to legal troubles, internal conflicts, and ultimately, the collapse of his commune. In a more contemporary context, we can look at leaders like Amma, the hugging saint. While her mission of spreading love and compassion through hugs has brought comfort to millions, her extreme focus on spiritual practices and the sheer number of followers have raised concerns about the practical aspects of her organization. Reports have emerged about the neglect of the personal lives and well-being of her close aides, highlighting the potential dangers of such detachment. The human implications of balancing divine purpose with earthly responsibilities are significant. For the chosen ones, maintaining this balance is a constant challenge. On one hand, their profound connection to the divine can provide them with immense spiritual insights and guidance. On the other hand, they must ensure that they remain grounded in the practicalities of daily life to avoid causing harm to themselves and others. One major challenge is the risk of burnout and physical neglect. Spiritual leaders who spend excessive time in meditation or other spiritual practices might neglect their physical health, leading to exhaustion, illness, or even early death. This not only affects them personally, but can also leave their followers lost and without guidance. Another challenge is maintaining healthy relationships. Chosen ones might struggle to connect with family, friends, and community members who do not share their level of spiritual focus. This can lead to isolation, misunderstandings, and strained relationships. They need to find ways to bridge the gap between their divine experiences and the everyday concerns of those around them. For their followers, the detachment of their leader can lead to disillusionment and confusion. When a spiritual leader becomes too focused on the divine, followers might feel neglected or abandoned. They might struggle to apply the leader's teachings to their own practical lives, leading to frustration and disillusionment. It's essential for spiritual leaders to provide guidance that is both spiritually profound and practically applicable. The veil transcenders. According to Dolores Cannon, when souls incarnate into physical bodies on Earth, they pass through a kind of spiritual barrier that causes them to forget their true nature, origins, and divine purpose. This veil of forgetfulness is an essential part of the human experience, allowing us to fully engage with the challenges and lessons of earthly life without the distractions of our past lives and higher spiritual knowledge. Imagine it as a kind of amnesia that helps us focus on the here and now, making our journey on Earth more immersive and impactful. However, for chosen ones, those who are born with a special mission or purpose, this veil can be particularly challenging. They come into this world with a specific divine purpose, but like everyone else, they often forget this mission upon birth. This forgetfulness can lead to a deep sense of confusion and disorientation as they struggle to remember why they are here and what they are supposed to do. The danger of the veil of forgetfulness is that it can cause chosen ones to lose their way, leading to confusion and potentially harmful actions. Without a clear sense of their divine mission, these individuals might feel a persistent sense of restlessness or dissatisfaction. They might make choices that are out of alignment with their true purpose, leading to personal and collective consequences. For example, a chosen one might have a soul contract to bring healing and compassion to others. However, if they forget this mission, they might instead pursue paths that lead to material success or personal gratification, neglecting their deeper calling. This misalignment can cause inner turmoil and can also lead them to make decisions that negatively impact those around them. There are numerous stories and examples of chosen ones who lost their way due to the veil of forgetfulness. One classic example is Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as the Buddha. Before his enlightenment, Siddhartha lived a life of luxury and indulgence, completely unaware of his true purpose. It wasn't until he renounced his worldly possessions and embarked on a journey of spiritual discovery that he remembered his mission and attained enlightenment, ultimately sharing his profound insights with the world. In more contemporary times, we can look at individuals like Steve Jobs. Many believe that Jobs was a chosen one with a mission to revolutionize technology and communication. However, his early life was marked by confusion and a lack of direction. It was only through various life experiences, including travels and personal struggles, that he began to align with his true purpose, eventually transforming the tech industry. Another example is the famous mystic, Saint Teresa of Avila. She spent years feeling unfulfilled and confused about her path, despite her deep spiritual inclinations. It was only after a profound spiritual awakening that she remembered her purpose and went on to make significant contributions to Christian mysticism. The path to redemption for chosen ones who struggle with the veil of forgetfulness often involves a journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening. Here are some ways they can find their way back. Seeking guidance from spiritual mentors, teachers, or communities can be incredibly helpful. These guides can provide insights and support, helping chosen ones reconnect with their divine mission. Practices like meditation, prayer, and reflection can also aid in this process. Sometimes the journey itself is what leads to remembrance. Life's challenges, successes, and even failures can serve as catalysts for awakening. By embracing their experiences, chosen ones can gradually uncover their true purpose. Engaging in deep inner work, such as journaling, therapy, or shadow work, can help chosen ones explore their subconscious and uncover hidden aspects of their divine mission. This process often involves confronting fears, healing past wounds, and releasing limiting beliefs. Paying attention to synchronicities and signs from the universe can also guide chosen ones back to their path. These meaningful coincidences often serve as reminders or nudges, helping them realign with their purpose. Often, chosen ones can remember their mission by engaging in acts of service and compassion. By helping others and contributing to the greater good, they reconnect with the essence of their divine purpose. Finally, trusting the process and having faith that they will remember their purpose in due time is crucial. Sometimes, the pressure to remember can create resistance. By surrendering to the flow of life, chosen ones can find clarity and direction. The journey of chosen ones through the veil of forgetfulness is a testament to the resilience and wisdom of the soul. While the veil can obscure their divine mission, it also offers an opportunity for profound growth and transformation. By navigating this journey with patience, faith, and openness, chosen ones can rediscover their purpose and fulfill their sacred contracts, bringing light and healing to the world. As spiritual friends, it's important for us to support each other in this journey. Whether we're chosen ones ourselves or walking alongside them, offering compassion, understanding, and encouragement can make all the difference. Together, we can navigate the challenges of the veil of forgetfulness and embrace the divine purposes that await us. Comment down below what your thoughts are on this. See you next time.